Now let's get started. My name is Leah from Painless Math, and I will be your tutor. Today's theme is order of operations. This is also called arithmetic operations. What is order of operations? To simply put, order of operations is the order of calculation. If multiplications, divisions, additions, subtractions, and/or indices are mixed in an equation, there is a specific order to perform calculations. This is very important because if you do the calculations in a different order, you will get the wrong answer. The order of operations looks like this. Please make sure to memorize this. The first thing you have to calculate is the one with index. Next is the contents of the brackets that requires calculations. And next, multiplications and divisions. There is no priority between multiplications and divisions. So, just go from left to right. Finally, there are additions and subtractions. Remember that additions and subtractions come last. Like multiplications and divisions, there is no priority between additions and subtractions, so, just go from left to right. Now, let's look at the exercise. If you think that you can answer these questions yourself, feel free to stop this video and try it yourself first. If you are not so sure, then let's continue to look at this together. Question number 1. -7 plus 4 times bracket -3. This is a question with an addition and a multiplication being mixed. Let's recall the order of operations. First, index. Second, contents of the brackets that requires calculations. Third, multiplications and divisions. And fourth, additions and subtractions. Looking at this question, there are neither indices nor brackets that requires calculations. So the next step is multiplications or divisions. And this question has a multiplication. The multiplication part is plus 4 times bracket -3. So we need to calculate this part first. And you get -12. And the original equation becomes -7 minus 12. There is no other multiplications or divisions, so we finally calculate additions or subtractions and you get -19. Question number 2. 12 divided by bracket -6 plus 8. This is a question with a division and addition being mixed. There are also brackets that requires calculations. Now, let's recall order of operations again. First, index. Second, contents of the brackets that requires calculations. Third, multiplications and divisions. And fourth, additions and subtractions. Looking at this question, there are no indices. Next, how about brackets that requires calculations? Yes, there is. It's bracket -6 plus 8. So, you need to calculate the inside of the brackets first. Here's something to keep in mind. Some people may wonder, wasn't addition and subtraction supposed to be calculated last? That's yes and no. Well, in this case, the additions and subtractions are inside the brackets, and the contents of the brackets must be calculated first even if they are additions or subtractions. so be careful. So, if you calculate the contents of the brackets, it is -6 plus 8, which is +2. And go back to the original equation. The equation became 12 divided by bracket +2. If you calculate this, then you get 6 as the answer. Question number 3. 4 plus bracket 15 minus 3 to the second power times 4. In this question, addition, subtraction, index and multiplication are all mixed. Now you remember the order of operations? First, you need to calculate index. So, let's calculate minus 3 to the second power. It is the 3, and only the 3 that is directly touched by the index. Therefore, minus 3 to the second power means minus 3 times 3, which is equal to -9. If you are a little uncomfortable with index calculations, please watch the introduction to index in the previous video. So, the original equation will be 4 plus bracket 15 minus 9 times 4. The next thing to calculate is what is in the brackets. So, we calculate bracket 15 minus 9 first. And then, the original equation becomes 4 plus 6 times 4. Now, what was the next thing to calculate? That's right, it's the multiplication. So that is plus 6 times 4, which is plus 24. So the final equation will be 4 plus 24. And if we add the last two, then you get 28 as the answer. Question number 4. Minus 6 times 5 minus 30 divided by bracket minus 10 plus 2 times 4. That's quite a long equation. No matter how long the equation is, if you follow the order of operations, you will always get the correct answer. Also, if you have a long equation, try adding a line before the plus and minus signs to break up the equation into smaller pieces so that it makes it easier to calculate without getting confused. First, draw lines in front of plus and minus signs to break it up into smaller pieces like this. In this way, what looked like a very long and complicated equation actually turns out to be just 3 simple equations with multiplications and divisions. Then, we calculate each of these 3 equations, and finally add or subtract them to get the answer. How does that sound? It seems easier than you thought, doesn't it? Long equations can be simplified by breaking them up before the plus and minus signs. This is a very useful trick, so keep it in mind. Now, let's recall order of operations again. First, index. Second, contents of the brackets that requires calculations. Third, multiplications and divisions. And fourth, additions and subtractions. Looking at this question, there are neither indices nor brackets that requires calculations. So the next step is multiplications or divisions. There is no priority between multiplications and divisions, so you can go from left to right. The first part is minus 6 times 5, which equals minus 30. And the next part is minus 30 divided by bracket minus 10, which is plus 3. And the last part is plus 2 times 4, which equals plus 8. Add all of these together. Minus 30 plus 3 plus 8. You get minus 19. So the answer is minus 19. Now, the last question. It gets more and more complicated, but hang in there. Question number 5. 20 divided by bracket minus 2 to the second power minus bracket minus 6 plus 2 times 2 plus 3. This is a long equation. So, first, let's draw lines in front of plus and minus signs to break it up into smaller pieces like this. And then, we apply the order of operations. Again, order of operations is: first, index; second, contents of the brackets that requires calculations; third, multiplications and divisions; and fourth, additions and subtractions. First, you need to calculate index. So, let's calculate bracket minus 2 to the second power. It is the 2, and only the 2 that is directly touched by the index. Therefore, minus 2 to the second power means minus 2 times 2, which is equal to minus 4. Therefore, the first part of the equation will be 20 divided by minus 4, which is equal to minus 5. Next, if you look at second part of the equation, there is no index, but there is something in brackets that requires calculations. So, we need to calculate bracket minus 6 plus 2 first, and it would be minus 4. Therefore, the second part will be minus bracket minus 4 times 2. When there is a minus sign in front of brackets, you can take out the brackets by changing the sign of the number inside the brackets. In this case, change the sign to plus, so it becomes plus 4 times 2, which is equal to plus 8. And therefore, the original equation becomes minus 5 plus 8 plus 3. And you get plus 6 as the answer. So, that's it for today. Again, thank you so much for watching. In the next video, we will talk about prime number and prime factorization. Please make sure to watch that video too. Also, if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel for the easiest math tutorials on planet.